Museum of Southern Minnesota is expanding its outdoor activities to provide kids and adults a bit more space. The Nature Kitchen is a place for kids to create their own muddy experimentations, such as mud cakes, mud pies, or potions. The expansion more than doubles the size of the original kitchen and includes more mud space, but also a deck and more shades. The expansion also gives the Children's Museum an opportunity to add ramps and pathways so those with limited mobility can also access the space.
They use their imaginations, which is, our mission is to ignite their natural curiosity, and an activity like this does that very, very well.
Weather permitting, the Children's Museum predicts the space will open within the next week or two. The rest of the outdoor space remains open while the Nature Kitchen is under construction.